See, look, it's going. Anyway, again, I'm Mr. Torres, and this is my student Isaiah. And I've been working with him on this self-determination project. And we were actually just kind of going over some of the documents together. We were looking over his one-pager, his good day page as well. And then we were also kind of like reviewing his IEP and stuff like that. I was unable to print off the documents because some teacher then got way too happy after the printer got fixed and decided to print off a whole novel. But we were chit-chatting about it, and so I'm just going to kind of talk to Isaiah again, just so we get this all down. Isaiah, so before we started this, I gave you kind of like that little check sheet where I asked you questions about your IEP and stuff.
Yeah.
And when you did that, how well do you feel like you knew your IEP at first?
Well, at first, I knew it, but I didn't know it like that. So since you told me today about it, now I know.
Now you know what it's all about. So now you're just kind of like.
Yeah, just experience.
So how well do you feel like you know your IEP now? Do you feel like you know it at least a lot better?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I know it as a 9, like 9.5.
About a 9, 9.5?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because like I was talking to you earlier, it's very important to understand that you do have the IEP and that you do have accommodations that you can use in your classroom and stuff like that. And it is definitely important to understand that, this is something that's going to go with you throughout your school year. Now, another thing I would add to that is that every year that you're in school, just like how we were talking about how you're improving in my class, the more that you improve in your classes, the more that we as teachers can advocate for you, especially based on your grades and your behavior, how we can advocate for you to go to much more harder classes.
Okay.
So that's definitely something to keep in your mind too. Another thing that we talked about is his good day. And we discussed his good day. Let's see if I can pull it up again. And pretty much what we described as a good day for Mr. Isaiah is that he does his work, he's on task, he's focused, and he gets what we call shout outs in the classroom, where a student or myself can give him a shout out for doing what was required, and he gets super excited and he feels he's super famous. And so that's typically a pretty good day for him. And also what we also talked about on how we can support him in the classroom, again, is giving him some shout outs to kind of give him that encouragement a bit. If we got any type of like little candy or something like that, if he's caught doing what he needs to do, give him that, just to give him some further motivation in class. And just reminders of what's expected. Feel all right about that?
100%.
So, Mr. Mims, what I want to kind of just like talk to you now, just kind of like freestyle it a little bit. What kind of goals do you have for yourself in class? And one thing you did bring up earlier was tutoring, but I'm going to go ahead and let you kind of finish that question. What kind of goals do you have for yourself right now for classes?
Staying out of trouble, try not to get distracted, doing my work, just make it through high school and graduate and go to college.
That's right. And something that Mr. Mims or Isaiah has brought up with me earlier was tutoring, and he brought up the fact just like a little bit ago that he was really interested in tutoring classes to kind of make sure that he gets his grades up and that he keeps on top of his stuff. So that's something that I did put in his one pager, is that he's interested in tutoring. So what kind of plan do you want to put in place to make sure that you're being successful in class?
Just don't put the bad people by.
So you definitely want us to really stick to your accommodation, like preferential seating and stuff like that. Or what you could do is you can advocate for yourself. And what do you think you could do?
Put in my earphones and just work.
You could put in your earphones and work, or you could move to another spot, right?
Right.
So that's something that you can do as well, is you can advocate for yourself. You can say, hey, mister, it's okay if I move over here because blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead, move. I'm totally fine with that. That's one way that we can definitely help Mr. Isaiah be successful, is really sticking with his IEP, or even Isaiah advocating for himself. And Mr. Isaiah, what about behaviors? What can we do as teachers, and you as yourself? What can we all do to work together to make sure that your behaviors are
I just gotta be a little hard on me. That's all.
We gotta be hard on you?
Be like, for real, just like be a little harder, like. Cause that's how my dad.
Every time I do though, you're like, Mister, you're weird.
No,
you
just because
you be getting mad.
No, just because like sometimes I do be feeling like you be picking on me just to pick on me, but like I understand, cause like my pops, he tells me every day, just like they gonna have to be hard on you because they trying to see you make it through college and get a better job and all that and stuff. So that's why I tell y'all to be hard on me so I can make it through. Cause that's what I do.
Don't forget that
Sorry.
the cookie tart and the senior barbecue is during lunch today in the
Senior barbecue.
parking lot. That's the one by the field house.
Forget
Seniors
that barbecue.
only. Don't forget to sign the graffiti tart and the barbecue on us. Right by the field house.
All right, so what we'll do definitely with MIMS is continue with what's working, especially in my class. The shout outs, being hard on you, and making sure that we're sticking to his goals, his IEP, and making sure that he's also continuing to understand his IEP and being able to advocate for himself more. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share the information that we've covered with his IEP manager, so that way she's fully aware of all that too. And that's everything. Thank you. Oh wait, wrong button.